Hi, welcome back to the channel.
We have an update. So we have decided to sell the house. Now, originally the plan was to sell the house in like 2 years when we were actually...
Well, we've had several plans.
Well,
We've had plans to
okay.
rent
Okay,
the
the
house,
latest plan
to sell the house in 2 years, to
was
sell the
to
house.
sell the house in 2 years. However, with the market the way it is, at least here in California, I don't know about other markets, we just felt like it was a too good of an opportunity to pass up. So we're like, okay, within the next 6 months, we'll do something. And we were kind of, in order to make this...
Toying with the idea with, okay, we'll kind of like slowly take ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to slow roll this.
Well,
so in order for this plan to work, obviously we have to have the support of our family, and we will be moving in with some family, which is really awesome and such a blessing for us. And so we're like, okay, well then, like in the next few months, let's kind of get this thing rolling and whatnot.
Monday.
No. Someone's going to come to the house on Monday because apparently the market is so crazy that someone's like, yeah, we can like sell this house not even on market. And we're like, okay, our house is a mess. We have projects everywhere. We had a slab leak last year, and of course we're in the middle of a pandemic, so like materials and us working and getting labor and just doing all these things takes time. And so slowly but surely, mostly Kevin, but we have been working on getting, our kitchen back together and whatnot, and Kevin has some like final things to do.
Painting. Prep work. Painting.
His favorite part of doing stuff.
Minor details that take forever and have no.
Kevin, if you can't tell, is not the details person. I'm a details person, so he hates the detail stuff, but he has to do it.
Very monotonous.
And then we have other like just small projects that we were gonna do, but now kind of have to get done crunch time because someone's coming on Monday, and we want to make sure that the house is as presentable as possible. So he's gonna be working on doing his to-do list. I'm gonna be working on making the house presentable, like packing stuff, organizing stuff. We've got a toddler, so you can imagine what a house with a toddler looks like. So, yeah.
Stay tuned.
That's what I'm saying for now. So here we are, end of day one of our 2-day kind of hustle, if you will. Again, we're trying to get ready for someone to walk through. I think it's a realtor to walk through, kind of get an idea of the space, and potentially have clients who might be interested in the space. So I didn't necessarily get as much as I would have liked to get done today. However, even though we're in the middle of this kind of whole rush, the house still needs stuff to do. So, I had to go do groceries and stuff like that. And so that took away some time from my stuff, which is fine, because I think that in between my stuff and Kevin's stuff is more important. They're more the projects that make the house look finished, whereas my projects make it more orderly and less chaotic. So I think Kevin's projects will probably make the bigger difference. But within packing, it is kind of an interesting, not predicament, but just an interesting way of packing, because we're having to think about 4 different scenarios all at the same time. And so what I'm trying to do is to color code everything in such a way that we don't have to figure out what goes where and when. So, for example, or I'll just share, blue. Our blue stuff is for moving immediately. What we're going to be taking to my family's house and what we'll be living off of for the next 2 years. easy peasy. You would think that that's usually what everyone does to move. Not us, because, again, apparently we're too crazy to just do things normally. So we have Idaho. Red. Idaho means the things that once we move, we will be using between the time we move to Idaho and between moving into the schoolie. So between getting to Idaho and moving into the schoolie. If you've been following along, you know that we bought a school bus. It is currently in Arizona. We're going to eventually have to move it to Idaho, so stay tuned for that. But that is kind of another phase. So the red is for that time period of about 6 months, hopefully, maybe, between arriving, 6 to 8 months between arriving to Idaho and building out the schoolie. Yellow is things that we have for the schoolie. Obviously, there are certain things that we will use in the schoolie that I may not need, or we may not need in my family's, at our family's place. And so that's what the yellow is for. And then finally, green is storage. And when I mean storage, it's basically the things that will be gone, out of sight, out of mind for the next 5 to 7 years. Because anything green are the things that we will unpack when our house is built. Hopefully, again, in 5 to 7 years. We're trying to be very intentional about what we take with us. We're obviously limited in our resources in terms of like storage and transportation. We're in California. We have to haul all our stuff up to Idaho. Obviously, we don't need to take things that we're not going to be using. So we're trying to be intentional about what we're moving around. So anything that, has been well, used and no longer needed within the timelines that we have, we're going to be donating or selling. And so that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, our timelines keep changing. However, the current plan is to live with our family for 2 years. Once we move, make the transition over into Idaho, we plan to build out the schoolie hopefully within 6 to 8 months. We're going to take a year off and travel with our family in the schoolie. And then after that, we're hoping that within 2, maybe 3 years, we'll have at least our house built. So that's why we have all these different timelines and all the considerations we're having to do right now. So that's kind of a bit of an update on what it looks like packing for us. We will give you an update tomorrow. All right. So we are here on Monday.
Correct.
Post-apocalyptic
paint session.
You're such an idiot. Post meeting. Didn't really film yesterday because Kevin was hustling. He was doing his stuff. I had some plans that I went and did, so we didn't.
Newsflash, everything got done.
I mean, for the most part, everything was done. So it was good. House looks decent. Had some come in. So here we are now contemplating life because it was a good meeting. But, I was really hoping, again, with our timelines, just going to stop giving timelines because in light of, being able to probably put our house on the market soon, there's a lot of things that, some insights that were given to us by the realtor, given his experience and what sells best and faster and all of these things that we need to do, which means that the advanced timeline that we already have has now been pushed up again.
Well, you just give us some more insights on like how what we have a lot of painting on the wall that he wants us to take down. declutter the house. I mean, stuff that I guess we've never sold a house before, so it's one of those things that we needed to kind of know. Okay, I guess that makes sense. You don't want someone to walk into a house and say, "Oh, this looks like them," or like us, not like them. So
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just more work to be done on a very short timeline, and of course
we're trying to list this in about 2 weeks. So that gives us about a week to get everything done because he used to do professional photographs, and his house has to get cleaned again, and
we're crazy.
and then
I've
he said that
decided.
it's going to go very quickly.
I've decided we're so crazy.
So.
We're crazy. I mean, we're crazy. Anyways, we're kind of like sitting here, kind of contemplating everything, but at the same time, we're like having like, at least I am. I don't know about you, but like these weird emotions because this is also our first house, and so it's kind of like very cool that we have this ability to sell the house, but also kind of sad. It's our first house. Our first like grown up purchase together. Well, not really, but anyways.
Well, besides a car, yes.
Besides a car, it's our first big kid purchase. So kind of mixed emotions, but can't really dwell on it because we have a lot to do. So stick around for the crazy. Okay, so I think when we started these videos, we had mentioned that we're crazy, and we just love to prove as to why.
Stop licking the camera. Go.
Oh wait, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our endeavors because we're crazy. Yes. So we had originally intended not to. Well, no.
I don't know what you're trying.